subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell icon. Thank you. Hello my wonderful people and welcome back to my channel. Ohanaeze ndị Igbo, Afenifere, ACF disagree over civilian joint task force recruitment into Nigerian army. The recruitment of 400 members of the civilian joint task force in Borno State into the Nigerian army has pitted prominent socio-cultural groups representing different regions of the country against one another on the proprietary or otherwise of the move. While the AREWA Consultative Forum is fully in support of the decision, groups such as the OHANEZE ndị Igbo, Afenifere, the Middle Belt Forum, and the Pan-Naija Delta Forum are against it, on the premise that only persons from a particular group of the country are recruited into the army. The Nigerian Army had on Wednesday absorbed 400 members of the civilian joint task force into its fold to assist in prosecuting the war against the Boko terrorists. The men, among who are hunters, are being enlisted into the Nigerian Army's super camp strategy in Borno State, the worst hit by the insurgency. Governor Babangana Zulu, who commissioned the 400 men in the presence of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Toku Burutai, said that they formed the first batch of the recruited by the army. According to him, other JTF members will be joining the army soon. The Joint Task Force emerged in 2013 to support the security forces in the fight against the Bokos and to protect local communities from the attacks by insurgents, and was formalized by the Borno State government through a collaboration with the military. The JTF members were recruited, trained, kitted, deployed, and paid monthly allowances to motivate them. Afenifere thinks that federal government is sectionalizing army in Nigeria. Reacting to the news, the Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, through its national publicity secretary Yinka Odomakin, accused the federal government of regionalizing the army. He said, "There is no other name to call this other than regionalization of the army for a section of the country, without necessarily saying so. The rest of the country is not daft about what is going on. There is no way you can build confidence in national institutions when you continue to paint them in sectional colors. And these are the same people who said the Southwest could not do Amatokwen a few months ago. Borno is afflicted with crisis the way other sections are, and we cannot turn our supposed national army into the outfit of a section of it, in addition to the sectionalism of this regime in the last 5 years." Then again, Ohanaeze ndị Igbo and the Middle Belt Forum says that the move breaches federal character principle. Similarly, the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze ndị Igbo, insisted that the commissioning of the 400 civilian joint task force members in Borno State into the Nigerian Army violated the federal character principle in the national appointment. He said the action of the army leadership showed that the security apparatus of the country has collapsed. The President General Ohanaeze ndị Igbo, Chief Nyanwodo, who spoke through his media advisor, Chief Emeka Atama, condemned the action of the army, saying it had negative implications. He stated, "It is a clear vindication of those who hold the view that a situation where civilians are now conscripted into the army to fight the Bokos is a big shame to Nigeria. It runs against the spirit of the federal character principle, which ensures equity in national employment. Can this be replicated in other parts of the country? Who has guaranteed the integrity of the people absorbed into the army? Who is sure that they are not even sympathetic to the Boko cause?" Similarly, the Middle Belt faulted the recruitment of the civilian Joint Task Force members into the army. The national president of the forum, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, who spoke with one of our correspondents in Jos on Thursday, said the action of the Nigerian army negated the principal federalism being practiced by Nigeria. Pogu said, "We are not objecting to the absorption of the Joint Task Force members into the military for assisting them in the fight against insurgency. However, there should be equity in everything we do as a country, because we are a federation and are not supposed to do things haphazardly. So if the Nigerian army wants to recruit the Joint Task Force members into its fold, it should also bring in similar outfits in other parts of the country, so that there will be equity and representation in the army. This is important because we have them all over the country who are also sacrificing their lives to help in securing the country and working hard on their own volition without receiving salaries. Why single out an outfit in a region for recruitment?" In order to strengthen Nigerian security apparatus, Pogu maintained that the absorption of the vigilantes should not be restricted to only the Nigerian army, but should be extended to the police and other paramilitary agencies. He insisted that the establishment of state police remained the best option to dissolve the country's security challenges. Then PANDEF think that recruitment of the Joint Task Force vigilante members from other regions. Also, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum said volunteers and vigilantes members in other parts of the country should be commissioned into the army, like what has been done with the civilian Joint Task Force in Borno State. The spokesman of the PANDEF, Ken Robinson, who stated this in a chat with one of our correspondents, said this will bring about fairness, adding that it will raise suspicion if what happened in Borno was not replicated in other parts of the country. He added that the armed forces and the police were understaffed and would do with more personnel. Robinson stated, "Obviously, the armed forces and even the police are understaffed. I don't know the number of personnel we have immediately, but I know we have less than 500,000 police personnel policing a nation of about 200 million people. So I'm sure that the situation with the army won't be different if they are properly profiled and the so-called repentant Boko members that are putting into army, then good and fine." All right, my wonderful people, these and many more are the news we have for you, saying that OHANEZE, Afenifere, ACS disagree over civilian Joint Task Force recruitment into army. We would like to know what you think concerning this news, whether you agree with the OHANEZE, Afenifere, ACF, or you agree with the AREWA Youth Forum. Drop your comments at the comment section, but do subscribe to this channel. See you in my next video. Thank you.